Previously on the Pro Wrestling Power podcast.
Oh, hey, yeah, cool. You brought your own chair. Yeah, you can sit here and hang out for the review all you want. I'm happy.
Just listen. I'm going to show it. I'm going to put it on the screen here. Just listen to it. It's kind of disturbing. I'm not going to lie. I listened to it a couple times and it just kind of blew me away. But yeah, just take a listen. That's all I'm going to say. Just take a listen.
Oh, the things you learn about yourself when others think they've won, when they think they've left you beaten, broken, bruised, alone, in the dark. That's the thing, bruised, broken. Yes, alone, but not conquered. You see, that's the problem when you leave a man in darkness. He has all this time.
There was some data hidden in the code. Something showed. A portion of a video per se was in it. Hidden deep in the audio code. I had my minions decipher it. And something disturbing was shown at the end of the clip.
Be careful when I return. Oh, and I will return. You can take that to whatever bank, to whatever prophecy it is in your mind. Oh, I will return. The problem for you is you don't know which demons I'll bring back with me. It's showtime. Yeah, I think I'm finally actually making my way out of here. Starting to find my way in the darkness, if you will. Seeing little traces of light, little traces of actual direction. Yeah, they can think whatever they want. They can be happy in their small victories. But their comeuppance is on the way. See, that's the thing. You might dwell in the darkness for a little bit, but you chase after what little bits of light you can always find. Oh, wow, after lots of travel, that actually looks like my way out of here. Yeah, that's it.
Remember to like, subscribe, and remind me of my greatness in the comments. Uh-oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Pro Wrestling Power Podcast. This is Wildcat Parsons, and today we're going to review the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. That's right, Money in the Bank, and it's completely different than normal this year, and that's part of the fun. But it starts out with some standard action. Cesaro takes on Jeff Hardy. You know, Jeff Hardy spent the past few weeks setting up for a feud with a big guy who's a good worker in the ring, but it's Sheamus that he set up the feud with, so a little weird that Cesaro's the one that they get in a match with, but okay, you know, random WWE booking sometimes. But, I mean, they are two great workers, and it was every bit of the fun you would expect. Cesaro loses because, well, WWE is allergic to letting Cesaro win. It's just the only explanation I can come up with, but it was an enjoyable match to get everything started. we move on to the 8-man tag match, New Day versus Lucha House Party versus Miz and Morrison versus the Forgotten Sons. Even though we just saw this match on Friday, maybe like 48 hours ago, some crazy short amount of time, it was still fun. I mean, these are 4 really, really good tag teams. New Day, we know how good they are. Lucha House Party, when they don't pull a random disappearing act, are brilliant. Miz and Morrison, I mean, Miz is solid, but John Morrison's one of the top 10 performers in the world right now with the stuff he's capable of in the ring. So it's always fun to watch him wrestle. And then the Forgotten Sons are much better than their pedigree. They don't have a whole lot of... There's not a lot on the resume, but they're good workers in the ring. We did have a randomly weird deep guy tossed from ringside in a no DQ match. So, you know, yay, WWE logical storytelling, of course. And, I mean, other than that, really standard fare. New Day holds on to the belts. Big E gets the pin. Glad to see Big E was booked kind of strong here. He's somebody I want to see get a singles run because he's amazing. And, I don't know, just the New Day retain, which may be an interesting little tidbit based on things that happen later on in the night. We get a Lacey Evans promo, and the only thing I got from it, she's wearing a big hat. It was like a Derby hat, which made me sad because, well, we didn't get a Kentucky Derby this year. It's going to be later. We had a virtual one with Secretariat won. That was nice, I guess. But anyway, then Drew McIntyre talks for a little bit. Big solid promo. Drew's growing on me. Then MVP and R-Truth are supposed to have a match. And they're standing there talking, and R-Truth's doing his usual brilliant, I'm crazy, but I'm fun stuff. And then Bobby Lashley comes out, and he's like, MVP leave. And he beats the absolute mess out of R-Truth. And it was just this weird, awkward, strange segment that I don't understand. It's just, sometimes WWE has these moments, they're just like, well, what had happened was, and that's what this was. It's like, well, what had happened was, I don't know. I didn't enjoy it. R-Truth was brilliant, but the rest of it was just that, eh. Then we had Bayley versus Tamina. This was actually better than I thought. I don't have much love for Tamina as a worker in the ring, but she's gotten better in the past few months she's been on TV, probably because she's actually been on TV and been wrestling. It ended with the Bayley win. We all knew that was going to happen, but Sasha interfered, and then I hated the finish because Bayley won with wrestling's version of Kamehameha, a surprise roll-up. It's more devastating than the Hogan leg drop. I mean, this move is just, it's untopped. We get Seth Rollins with his promo, and he's definitely super deep into this character now. I'm liking where he's going with it. Fully committed for once, actually. Which leads us to Bray Wyatt versus Braun Strowman. Honestly, as far as in-ring work, this wasn't either one of their best work as far as like actual wrestling. I mean, there were some moments where, I mean, these are two big guys that they were just laying it in and beating the heck out of each other. A lot of stiff, just physical whenever they did wrestle, but it was great storytelling. I mean, and you expect that out of Bray Wyatt. There was great psychology. At one point, and it was a little weird, a little hokey, Braun comes up and he's got the black sheep mask on, and Bray's happy and the puppets are there, and Braun wins. So and then I see a lot of people complaining about it. There's a lot of talk on Twitter about they're burying Bray Wyatt. No, this was, if they're going to do this early, this was a logical way to do it. Bray takes the pin, it keeps the Fiend strong. Like, the Fiend didn't lose, the Fiend can come back and massacre Braun later if that's what we want to do. But it was Bray that lost, the Mr. Rogers guy, the one that complimented the commentary team whenever he came out. That guy lost the match. And they teased the Fiend afterwards, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Then we go immediately into what was quite possibly the best match I've seen on WWE this year. Absolutely. There's two things on this show that are absolutely must watch. Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins is absolutely one of them. The only thing I didn't like about it, Seth debuted new music in front of an empty arena, and it's like generic anime rock track number 2. Like any Japanese RPG that has a rock soundtrack, you're going to hear this kind of song coming out. But seriously, there's a lot of false finishes. There's a lot of Seth looking strong. Drew definitely had moments. There's a couple of spots that were just like, oh my, did he actually do that? Like the Tree of Woe sit up, toss Seth thing. You Google the heck out of that, YouTube it, just watch this somehow. I mean, Drew McIntyre's really impressed me. He's what a babyface champ can be in this era of WWE. Kinda the continuation and maybe the Austin character without feuding with McMahon. And I like that he shook Seth Rollins' hand afterwards. That's kind of cool what a babyface champ with attitude can be in this era. And now we move on to the Money in the Bank match, and it was they've been doing it cinematic style, and this was going through the corporate headquarters, and I could sit here and talk about this for probably the next hour if I wanted to. I'm just going to give you the quick down and dirty overview. It's must watch, if nothing else for the Easter eggs, the cameos, the continued storytelling. At one point, AJ Styles opened a door and he saw a coffin in there, and it reminded, and he had like PTSD from the match with Undertaker at WrestleMania, and they just, continually built on little moments like that. Doink was there. There was a food fight. It was random slapstick, but it was still good storytelling and fun throughout. One of my favorite moments was everybody got their own. They actually did entrances, which was kind of interesting. And Asuka's entrance happens, and they're all looking for her, like, where is she? Where's she at? She's up on the balcony on the second floor, jumps off into the crowd of women, knocks them all down, and runs to the elevator and gets on the elevator. Because the goal is to get to the rooftop the quickest. And I was sitting there laughing out loud as she's dancing in the elevator with the door shut, and she's the only one in it. And there's just great little moments like that throughout. Like, Otis had me belly laughing too. Then we get to the rooftop. There's a ring up there, and the briefcases are up. Baron Corbin tosses a couple of people off. Rey Mysterio, Aleister Black. And Asuka wins the women's Money in the Bank. And I think this is her reward for being the MVP of these empty arena shows. It's much deserved. There's some rumored things going on with Becky that might be why that she got it. I don't know. I would love to see them go somewhere different with this storyline. For her to remind Charlotte who that NXT title really belongs to. Like, that would be brilliant. Because she never actually left it. She never lost the belt. She just vacated it because of injury before she got called up to the main roster. So I think that would be actually some great storylines, some continuity. But who knows? It's going to be interesting to see where they go. And then, like, AJ Styles and Baron Corbin are fighting over the briefcase for the men. And AJ drops it and Otis catches it. And this is going to be interesting because he said earlier that he was planning on cashing in to get the tag team belt instead of, like, I told you, you'll be dealt with. That's how we're ending the show. You don't want to be near me right now. And that's kind of all, that's kind of awesome, that little twist in there. That he's going to go after the tag belts instead of go after individual glory. And Otis has done a lot of good things of late. They've told some good stories with him. I'm interested to see where that one goes as well. And away too. That's where you've been hiding. No. Don't sit there and give me that look like you're wanting mercy, like you're all sad, like you're all scared now. No, you don't get that option. You don't hit somebody in the face with a chair. You don't lock them in your basement. You don't leave them in the dark for as long as you did. And then get away with it scot-free. That's not how any of this works. So you're going to get what you deserve. But it's just how it's going to be.